Good morning. And on this, well, rainy out here anyways, Sunday morning, or kind of gray anyhow. Let's talk some news. I went through ESPN, TSN, Sportsnet, even Yahoo Hockey, looking for what's going on. Because again, if you just look through one source, you're probably going to get news just on Canadian teams. And at this time of year, there's usually a lot of stuff going on everywhere. You just have to look the right places. Starting with being reported on, I believe, is TSN. Mark Bergevin has said he has no interest in Andrei Markov. The Habs have no interest in Markov. This is kind of too bad, but understandable. I don't know where he necessarily would fit in on that blue line right now. They have remade that blue line. Not only that, but when Markov left the team, it was partly because the Habs didn't really have a big interest in keeping him. Now at age 40, he may be in great shape. He may be good to go. He may not find a suitor. There may not be a team that goes, we have a spot on our roster for Andrei Markov. We'll see. Jack Campbell has signed a 2-year, $3.3 million extension with the LA Kings. This is honestly, just for me, it's good for Campbell. As a fan of the Dallas Stars, I kind of watch this kid develop now, and I'm thinking, of course, as soon as they let him go. But the Kings are very good with goaltenders. They are. The Kings have reclaimed some veteran goaltenders over the years, and in this case, they turned a guy who was a project into a legitimate top NHL goaltender. As a backup right now, he's one of the better NHL backups right now. But, yeah, that's a solid deal. And to me, he may very well be the starter this year or next year. Quick struggled with injuries, and Quick is kind of seen as a guy who may end up finding his way out of LA, either during this season or next season. Because, again, they have this Peterson kid who looks like he's ready to come up. So, to me, it looks like to save some money, and they're a team up against the cap, Quick may end up being the guy that goes. And if Campbell becomes the starter and he's only making $1.65 million, that's an absolute steal right there. Connor McDavid, so he takes to the ice, and it appears that he's ready to go now. There are 4 different sites who have the same quote on it. I've got it in green on the board here because I'm not putting it in the title because it's tricky. He said, "It feels like nothing's changed." He means about his skating. So the comment section becomes, oh, he's talking about Edmonton and their chances of making the playoffs. No, he's not. But the people who are using this in the title of their articles, that's exactly what they're thinking. He said, "It feels like nothing's changed." Oh, that's a good one. And maybe not. Maybe that's not what they're thinking, but that definitely is how it appears. And that's what I thought when I saw it. When I saw McDavid says it feels like nothing's changed, I thought, is he hinting he wants out of Edmonton? So he's talking about his skating, and what people are saying is he looks ready. He looks like he's ready to go. And he's optimistic about this season. So when you see that title, it feels like nothing's changed. He is not talking about Edmonton looks the same. Everything looks the same as it did last year. Doesn't look like anything's changed. That's what that quote tells me. Notice it doesn't say I feel fantastic. I feel good. I'm excited about this year. It feels like nothing's changed. Oh, so Oilers fans, if you see that and you go, are they trolling us? To me, yeah, well, maybe a little bit. Zdeno Chara may miss the start of the season for the Bruins, and it's really got me wondering what kind of a cup hangover the Bruins are going to have. Cup hangovers work 2 ways. You either have a team that's just emotionally exhausted from the year before. Sometimes you get a Stanley Cup champion. They don't really have that motivation the following year. A good example is 2017-2018. Start of the year, Pittsburgh looked kind of, lacking in motivation. And even Sidney Crosby admitted at a point during that season, yeah, we're having a hard time getting up for every game. We've won back-to-back Stanley Cups kind of thing, and we're tired and sore, and you have a much shorter summer to get better. So if they're missing Chara, and especially if the Bruins are missing McAvoy, and if the Bruins are missing Carlo, it'll be a cup hangover, all right. This is a team that could fall quickly with half of their blue line out of the lineup. This could be a Bruins team that's ripe for a huge nosedive. But there could be that cup hangover too. They're admitting, these players are saying, yeah, we've had a really hard time this summer getting over that loss in Game 7 against St. Louis. It might be hard to get motivated for a game in October against a team you don't really have that hatred for. And you might see Boston losing some games during that first month and a half of the season that we go. It's kind of a weird one for them to lose. And that's usually when the cup hangover takes place, is that first month and a half, 2 months. And then usually a team will pull out of it. Sometimes they don't. That's why we see teams that win the Stanley Cup or go to the Stanley Cup Finals miss the playoffs the following season. It does happen. Good news for Flyers fans. In their rookie camp, they've got Ratcliffe, Frost, and Farabee on a line. And they're excited about Philippe Myers and his direction now and the way that he looks in this rookie camp. And again, rookie camps, you kind of have to take everything with a grain of salt, but that's kind of a fun line. Look into the future for the Flyers. If Frost and Farabee have chemistry together, yeah, we could see both of them playing in the NHL. We could see them on a line together. Who knows? Who knows how things turn out then for the Flyers. There are some reasons to be excited if you're a Flyers fan going into this year. And so we'll see if that line stays together going into the regular camp or if that's just a training camp thing. Capitals fought the Canes yesterday. The thing is, while it's a rematch of the 2019 first round, this is a rookie camp. So the Capitals winning 10-3. It's a rookie camp. And noteworthy here is Samsonov stops 37 out of 40. He had stopped 20 out of 21 at one point during this game. So he looks good. But in asterisks, the Capitals have 18 players at this tournament. Same number as Washington. Carolina sent 9. So you do the math. That's not very many to have sent to the tournament. And that'll wear a team down. So everything went in the net if you're Washington, but it's one of those things that it doesn't really mean that things are necessarily going great. It just means that the Canes sent 9. Don't they? Do they not have more than 9 that they could have sent? Is the question I have. You would think if they could have, they would have. So I'm not throwing any shade at Carolina here. It's just that's sort of the way things work out. Sometimes you don't have all those rookies in camp that you want. So there you go. Here's 9 guys. Have fun. That's a lot of ice time for those kids. Anyhow, so Capitals win the rematch. We'll see how things turn out in the regular season when they meet each other. And if you're curious about when the preseason starts, it starts in a week. Next Sunday, Arizona plays the Golden Knights. And that starts the preseason. And then on Monday, a bunch of other teams start playing. And we are into actual hockey games starting next week. And that's how quick it happens. Where the calendar turns to September, and you go, hey, when does training camp open? Week and a half. When does hockey start getting played? 2 weeks. There's very little time. This is why when we talk about the kids right now that are holding out the restricted free agents, the time is now to get signed. Because the games that don't matter start in a week, but while those games don't matter, those players are getting into game shape. Those players are out there playing against other NHL level players, and they're getting themselves ready for the season. If you miss those games, that's a problem. So the pressure point is there now for restricted free agents who are signing out, and there are a lot of veteran players right now going, oh, this is fascinating. I don't know what to think about all these restricted free agents holding out. Now's the time where it is crunch time. For anybody who goes, well, the real pressure doesn't start until late November because there's that December 1st deadline. Just remember William Nylander and the lost season he had last year. That season is just, you can just take that and throw that out. That because of the fact he wasn't at camp, he didn't do the preseason thing, he wasn't with the team at all that first couple of months. Nylander having a terrible season, completely predictable. And for the guys who are holding out, they can look at it one of two ways. Nylander got his money, but they need a miserable season as well. So he did get his money, but at what cost? And and then there's been talk about from media anyways. Maybe the Leafs should trade him. Some fans say maybe the Leafs should trade him, and players don't want to appear really really greedy in the eyes of fans. or in the eyes of their management either. And I also wanted to say in closing, we had a meetup last night, which I was fashionably late for. Always double check the time you put on an event when you post it on Facebook. But anyways, we had a bit of a rainstorm when we got there. So as we're pulling in, the rain had just really started inundating the court. The video from that game will be going up later today. I just want to thank the people that stuck around and played. We had no rain during the game. We played for about 2.5 hours. And it was fun. I'm in a lot of pain today. I'm taking a break from the treadmill because I'm in a lot of pain today. But it's because I just pushed myself too hard yesterday. Because I did about 50 minutes of jogging on the treadmill, and then I played, roughly 2 hours of street hockey after that. So that's a little bit too much. When you're in your mid-40s, your body has a way of letting you know. I'm going to put you in a chair if you keep this up, just so you know. I'm going to take a break. I'm going to leave. But yeah, thanks for everybody that came out, and I'm not sure how it's going to work from here because around here the weather is kind of tricky. So we'll see what we do from here and where meetups and all this occur. But if you follow the Facebook page for the Hockey Guy, then you'll be abreast of all of these events and when they're coming up. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for watching, for all your support. And meetup season was fun, and we'll see how things change from here and what we do from here. One thing I've thought of is that if we aren't able to play outdoors because of the weather being crap, we could at least on a night where there's not very many hockey games, we could all meet at either a pub or likely just a restaurant that's got a television in it. Call ahead and say, hey, we're going to have a party of however many people coming to watch hockey, and just sit and have a hockey watching night. And then maybe I do the review at the restaurant after we watch the hockey games that night. And it would have to be a night where there's like 1 or 2 games, but something like that. So there you go. Thank you guys so much for all your support and for helping this channel get to this point, for watching this wonderful news video on a Sunday. And yeah, kind of fun times, and I'm looking forward to getting into games next Sunday, starting with this one, and then Monday after that there's a bunch of games getting into it, and we'll start talking about waivers and all that other wonderful stuff and trades. As soon as all the restricted free agents are signed, I'm thinking trades start happening then. But let me know your thoughts. Hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.